The next regular legislative session is headed toward us down the tracks, and some of the debate at the Texas Capitol could center on high-speed rail here in the state. However, there are often dueling views about whether to expand it or restrict it. Joining us this afternoon to talk through some of the proposals that may be on hand is Joshua Fechter. He is the urban affairs reporter for the Texas Tribune. Josh, thanks for being with us. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Where do efforts stand currently to potentially bring high-speed rail options to Texas?
So right now, Amtrak has taken the lead on a proposed Dallas to Houston high-speed rail route. This route has been sort of in the works since around 2009, and they are going through sort of the federal approval process of that. There are transportation planners in the DFW area who want to extend that line from Dallas all the way to Fort Worth and give access to Arlington and Fort Worth. Now those efforts are still underway. They have to gain federal approval, and we also don't know how those will be paid for. Some combination of federal and private dollars have to come together, but they have not been solidified yet.
Now, when it comes to what might happen during the upcoming legislative session, a local Democratic lawmaker, State Representative John Busey, already filed at least two bills aimed at laying the groundwork, perhaps, for high-speed rail expansion. What is he seeking to do?
So he wants to basically compel the Texas Department of Transportation to create a line between Dallas and Austin along the I-35 corridor. It would go all the way to San Antonio. And basically what it would do would tell TxDOT, hey, you have to partner with a private operator to sort of build and operate the line. He is also seeking to basically unlock more state transportation dollars to pay for things like not just high-speed rail, but conventional passenger rail, think like an Amtrak train, as well as things like mobility projects ranging from bicycle lanes to pedestrian pathways and things of that nature. Basically trying to make it so that TxDOT, which is constitutionally mandated to spend most of its funds on highways and roads, to basically open up more of that funds for other kinds of mobility projects.
Now, these ideas are not being met with complete support at the moment. What does the pushback look like to these kinds of projects, particularly from Texas Republicans, maybe at both the state and national level?
So the Texas legislature has not been kind to high-speed rail ambitions for years. They have been pretty hostile to efforts to put high-speed rail in Texas. And we kind of expect that trend to continue this year or this upcoming session. There's a bill from State Rep Cody Harris, who's a Palestine Republican, that would basically forbid state lawmakers from using funds to pay for anything related to a high-speed rail project operated by a private entity, which is aimed at Texas Central or any other kind of private rail line that could operate here. There's another bill from Brian Harrison, who's up in Waxahachie, who would basically make it harder for Texas Central to acquire the land they would need in order to build the Dallas to Houston line. And, there's just sort of a prevailing skepticism of high-speed rail at the legislature. At the federal level, it's a little bit shakier. President-elect Donald Trump is a little bit harder to pin down. It's not really quite clear how he feels about high-speed rail. He and people in his circle have been critical of the sort of beleaguered high-speed rail line in California and have sapped federal funds from that in the past. But he also has shown some interest recently in expanding high-speed rail in the United States, so it's unclear.
All right, Josh Fechter with the Texas Tribune. We appreciate you being with us and for your reporting, and I'm sure we will continue these conversations at another time.